Hi Pisces, here's a general look at your solar chart for October 2010. Now, this is a time of inner reflection for you in many respects, sort of mulling things over up until the 24th. So you'll be looking inwards, weighing things up, but intuitively. There could be an influence around which is very meaningful to you, which you're quite passionate about, which triggers deeper feelings in you, and it kind of, in some ways, challenges your sort of values set up, what you're used to. On the flip side, this influence could mean that you and someone could get an awful lot closer. Now, on another level, you may be considering yours or another's position regarding property, finances, some resource that you are sharing or could be sharing together. Maybe feeling a bit more emotionally sensitive, though, than usual. This encounter brings up some soul searching about such things. You may be finishing clearing out old attachments or expectations, or indeed physically making space to clear the decks. Now, there's a new moon here as well, so that hints at fresh beginnings with regard to those things as well. So overall, this is a transformational phase for you when you'll be shifting from one gear to the next, but in the process feeling extra sensitive and perhaps more self-protective of your values, of what you're used to, the tried and trusted path, as you try to gauge what your priorities are and how best to move forwards. So in this inward-looking phase, you'll be more inclined to seek confidential advice, become interested maybe in occult subjects, because you'll be more aware of the subtle energies, even more now, and be more open to the sorts of guidance that comes from omens or perhaps reading between the lines. Also, this is a great time for you to be plotting and planning for the future, which you can only do by following your instincts, your emotional guidance. So discussions or negotiations concerning finances or property or a potential joint project or jointly held resource should go well. But there's this feeling of breakthrough which could come also more towards the end of this transit, and then you should be increasingly aware that there's a bigger, brighter world just around the corner. I mean, you're already hankering after that at the moment. Some adventures, broader horizons. Some of you may have more contact with those at a distance, or in fact be traveling. In some way, though, you'll be wanting to enlarge your territory, maybe dealing with unfamiliar mental and physical concepts, and that's to do with Jupiter being in your sign for this long period. It was in earlier in the year, and then it went out, and now it's going to be back in your sign until early next year. And so this is a time when you can get educated, but also you can better convey your beliefs or the knowledge that you've acquired to others, but avoid being too zealous, maybe imposing your views on those who really aren't ready for them yet. So at the moment, and in fact for a few months, with Venus in this area of your chart, anything which is far away and mysterious, strangers and maybe foreign cultures, they're going to be appealing to you now. And actually, this is a very good time for you to take a break and plunge into an unfamiliar sort of environment, and a breath of fresh air blows into your life. So, and also there could be a long-distance female influence, which is beneficial for you, and this could be also another way this can translate is it's a long-distance love relationship. The Saturn transit, which is going on in this more inward-looking area, this area to do with your security and potential joint resource, sharing something with somebody else. This is going to be there for 2+ years, and that means that you will be, over this time, learning how to work with someone else's values or on someone else's project, or in fact be reliant upon a resource they're supplying, which could be related to finances or property, but also it's a kind of an emotional resource as well. During this time, you'll try to strike the balance between their needs and requirements and your own needs and requirements. It's possible that you'll have to build a resource or life for yourself which is actually independent of a partner or a would-be partner's control. That would be advisable, as a matter of fact. But this, there's no rush here. This transit unfolds over the next 2+ years. So over this time, you'll slowly be shifting your priorities and changing old habits and attitudes. But in the meantime, you'll be working through inner emotional patterning, and you're at that stage now. So that's why you're going to be weighing things up and weighing up what your priorities are at this stage in your life. Now, Uranus in your sign for many years in the past will also be helping you to break the ties that bind, and some of those ties will be your inner emotional conditioning, and some of you have already become aware that you can behave in quite unexpected and surprising ways and raise a few eyebrows during this transit, which has been in your sign now for over 6 years. So the energies of this Uranus transit are likely to solidify in sometimes ways which are surprising and unexpected and even dramatic. But the ultimate outcome will be that you're a more liberated version of yourself, you're more independent, you're more freewheeling, and actually late Pisceans, you're going to be feeling this influence the strongest at the moment, and Uranus moves out next spring. And until next spring, you can make great steps forwards with Jupiter in your sign. It's a time for you to take the opportunity to further anything or any relationship that you are drawn to in a very strong way, so that you may grow through that and become aware of being more the creator of your future. Relocation could be part of this, or maybe spending some time away, because many of you will be broadening your horizons, mental and physical, and gathering experience. Relationships of all kinds should work to your advantage, and you'll have an increasing feeling of confidence as you go forwards. Now, from the 24th, it's a more expansive time in store when you're learning new things and thinking, getting things more in perspective, I'd say. Well, that's it for October. If you know your rising sign, listen to that too, because it'll put another light on what I said here. And I'll see you the next time.